J-Drone here. This is the JJRC H31. We're going to go ahead and get this turned on. It has a little toggle on the back. You'll see lights lit. And we want to turn on your controller here. And then throttle up and then down and then lightly up again. And then you know your controller is binded properly. And then you can take it outside once the gyro is calibrated on an even surface and do a hand toss just like I did. That's the reason I don't have the landing gear on, because I'm really not going to be taking off or landing properly. I'm either going to bring this in for a catch, or I'm just going to kill the battery to see what type of flight time we get. I do apologize, guys. I did the unboxing. I flew this RTF flight and accidentally deleted the footage. Wasn't too happy about that. It did get about 5.5 to 6 minutes RTF flight, so just so you know, if you want to fly it right out of the box after you get it, if you've been anticipating getting it, if you've been waiting a little while, you can get it right in the air. It definitely is RTF. Now with this one, we are doing a fully charged battery flight, see what type of time we get off of a fully charged battery. So if you're dealing with less wind than I am, as you can see, it's kind of being taken by the wind, you can anticipate maybe getting a little bit better flight time, as I'm dealing with a very aggressive wind here, and this is aggressive flight. As you see, I just had to kill the throttle there. Always, guys, if it starts getting away from you, kill the throttle immediately. Then you should be able to find it easily. I killed the throttle. It's in my backyard. If I would have let it go a little bit longer, there's a good possibility it would have been on the road behind me, or even in the silts, and then I would have been on an Easter egg hunt, so to speak. But I killed the throttle immediately. That way it didn't get away from me too much, and we have it. It's back in the air. This is a waterproof drone with headless mode. It has a 360 rolling action with your front flip, back flip, left barrel roll, right barrel roll. As you can see, did a little flipperoo there for you. Definitely an awesome drone. I mean, the color alone is awesome. The color is by far one of the greatest features for me, and that's pretty simple. But the body itself is constructed of like a rubberized plastic polymer. If you look in the unboxing, you can see me like pressing on it, and it flexes inwards, and then taking my thumb off it and it flexes back outwards. I'm assuming this would do the same exact thing if you were to impact something. It would probably inflex and then outflex, that way you didn't damage the quadcopter. This was the drone on Facebook that they showed a guy stomping it, cutting the propeller blades, throwing it in the water, taking it out of the water, and it would fly. Trust me, I will do some testing on this eventually. As far as cutting the blades, I have plenty of blades. I have blades that are interchangeable with this. That's no issue whatsoever. As you can see, definitely a nice hover. This does not have altitude hold. It is you all the way. Left stick, you have to control it, and if you find a sweet spot like I have right here, very easy to hover. Very nice drone, guys. A lot of people are hesitant on getting stuff from China. A lot of people call it snail mail. Yeah, it takes a little while. This stuff's not in the United States. It's overseas, and they generally offer free shipping. So it does take a while. I do believe it is definitely well worth the wait, as I did wait for it. Just for the fact, it's about half the cost of what you would pay for a drone in your big box store, and it has more features. It's waterproof, it has that headless mode, it has your rolling action, it has the ability to withstand damage and continue to fly. So it's definitely worth the wait for me. And as you can see underneath, you do have your indicator lights for orientation at night, so you definitely be able to fly this at night. Very nice drone. I've had zero issues with it. You can see me doing a little spinneroo there. Damn, look at that nose drop. Third speed, nose drop is crazy. Be careful, because if you are not throttling up and pitched forward, you're probably going to dive bomb and hit the ground. That nose pitch is ridiculous. Very responsive in that third speed setting. And they do have the ability for a camera to be put on this. There is a port underneath. I didn't get the version with the camera. I was more interested in a partial sport to crazy flyer, so to speak. And when I say crazy flyer, it's waterproof. It's made to withstand damage. So that's what I'm going to use it for. I don't think I'll ever get a camera on this and take aerial. I have other drones that I do camera stuff with. So I use certain drones for certain things, and don't try to make all the drones camera capable and all the drones stunt flyers. No, I like using different drones for different things here. And you have to excuse me, guys. Again, I'm dealing with wind, and I'm also in a residential area, and you must be aware, if you're in a residential area, that you can get interference from people who have CBs in their house, people who have really strong Wi-Fi spots. If any of your neighbors have security cameras outside their home that operate off of Wi-Fi, you could get interference, and actually I think that's what just happened right there. My controller wasn't responsive. I have flown this out in a wide open area, and I've had 0 issues. So just in this general area, I believe one of my neighbors off to the right of me probably has a CB on, as sometimes I get that interference and sometimes I don't. And my one neighbor actually is a police officer, so it makes sense for him to have a CB, or a police scanner. So that's, I believe, what I'm encountering there. But as you saw, started to lose control of it, dropped throttle immediately. That way it didn't damage anybody's property, hit anybody's car, and, well, I don't think this is damageable per se after seeing somebody stomp on it and cut propeller blades and throwing it in water. But if you were flying a different quadcopter and you were receiving any type of interference, I would kill throttle immediately, try to find out where your interference area is, and then try to stay away from that area. As you can see, I'm taking it up, and again, I'm dealing with a little bit of wind here. It's able to fight it. I'd be cautious in extreme wind, just because unless you know how a drone flies, you shouldn't fly it in extreme wind. There's a good possibility that you will lose it. There's a good possibility that it'll go where you don't want it to, and if it goes over somebody's house, they're not going to be too happy if it lands on their car or the roof of their home, or heaven forbid actually hits them. So be cautious and be careful when you're flying these. There's a little funnel action for you. Nice funnels. Very fun quad. Not gonna break the bank on this. I mean, the looks of it and the waterproof features, it definitely, if this does make it over to the United States where it's retail, you're probably gonna pay $70 to $80 easy. So I would grab this while it's still not available in the United States and nobody's hoarded it over here, because once people get large shipments of these things over here, they've paid less than what it is available for us right now, and then they want to make an extreme profit on it, and then they raise the price crazy. So I've bought from China, and there's that interference again. I killed throttle. It's definitely one of my neighbors off to the right, because I do have extremely strong Wi-Fi, but it's never affected it. So we're gonna stay out of that area. But yeah, I bought a lot of things from China, guys, and I've bought things from China prior to it hitting the United States, and I've paid $20 to $30 for a drone directly from China, and then it getting over to retailers over here, and the markup is $70 to $80. It's crazy. Don't be afraid to buy from them. And they send e-packet. What an e-packet is, I have a video of what an e-packet is. It's just their standard way of shipping. It's free to you. It does take a little while to get overseas, but definitely well worth it as far as the money factor. If you are I gotta have it now type guy, well, you can't have this now. It's not available in the United States. Other drones, if you gotta have it now, like I've bought gotta have it now drones, I've paid out the teeth for it. The Ehi Mirage, I think I paid $160 for, and I think right now it's going for $60 to $70. So did I overpay for it? You bet I overpaid for it. The battery's probably dead on this. I'm JDrone. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you haven't checked out Drone Days on Facebook, again, please do. Battery's definitely dead. Have a great day.